Hi, I'm Emily Reamer.
Hi, my name is Julie Reamer.
My name is Todd Reamer.
My name is Marty Ross Dolan.
Hi, I'm Eric Dolan.
My name is Hannah Dolan.
Hey, it's Ben. I didn't know exactly what to expect going in. I had been, raised to believe that prisoners are criminals and therefore they're bad.
I assumed that it would be like in the movies. You'd have prison with people in chains and maybe in outfits.
Well, I was nervous about how we were going to talk to them because I didn't think that there could be anything we could talk about or have anything in common.
I thought it would be difficult finding common ground for discussions.
This was a little unusual.
Once we got there, everyone just walked right up to us and greeted us and shook our hands.
I was really struck by how friendly and welcoming the inmates were to us.
They were very friendly, open. They would come right up to us in the beginning and talk to us.
The inmates that we met were extremely nice.
Polite, courteous, thoughtful.
Intelligent and articulate, and thoughtful and creative.
Many of them very well read.
We met like a transgender person. There were black people, white people.
It almost felt like a youth group mixer or a networking event, the way everyone was just walking around smiling, shaking hands, and introducing themselves to each other.
We can get into this mindset that people who are in prison are somehow inferior.
But as soon as, we got there and we started getting into it, I genuinely enjoyed it.
It seemed to me that the prisoners were very appreciative that we were there.
They really put us at ease, which I didn't really expect.
The highlight of my experience was talking one-on-one with the prisoners and getting to know their stories.
It was really, it really hit me right here.
I was particularly struck by one talk given by one inmate.
It was very interesting during that TED Talk to see like how emotional he got.
You never really think about how your own bad day can ruin other people's bad days in a way that you couldn't even imagine.
If you live in a violent world, your chances of ending up in prison for a violent crime are just so much higher because violence is all around you.
And it was interesting how he turned that around and how he deals with it.
They have managed to find light in their lives, many of them.
They weren't just in prison lamenting on their crimes, but they were trying to get better and trying to learn.
We judge them for their worst mistake they've ever made, which is something that we don't do to people who aren't in prison.
How many of us have made mistakes, especially during adolescence or early adulthood?
In our own lives, we make mistakes and we hope for forgiveness, but people who make mistakes that are big enough to get them arrested and incarcerated, we sort of give up on the forgiveness conversation then, and it's like you just have to pay your punishment.
It was very moving to bring Jewish teachings to the prison, to bring the Torah scroll.
We were sitting knee to knee with the inmates, and we rolled out the Torah so that we could all see everything.
There was this sense of trust in that nothing would happen and that we were there in front of them.
All the inmates were really just grateful and amazed that we were trusting them with this sacred Torah that we have.
We put in front of them for them to literally be, inches from something so sacred and special.
They got to hold it and look at it.
And that was a very unique experience to introduce some traditional Jewish foods to the inmates.
And they shared the food that they made.
They basically just take everything they can find from the commissary where they can make purchases and cook it.
There's just something about food that brings people together, and it doesn't really matter who the people are.
I think the biggest lesson I learned there was that everyone deserves to be respected no matter who you are.
Right, because we do forget that they're people. We think of them as prisoners more than people sometimes, and they are people.
I will hold those people in my thoughts and in my heart.
Those men in that room have something really important to contribute to the world still. And so the notion of cutting them off from those contributions is not only preventing them from experiencing their full potential, but it's actually robbing our society of their talents and their potential.
So the lessons I took home from the experience are that there are two sides to every story, and that people really are capable of changing for the better.
Prison is just like, regular society. You know, there are good people and bad people, and you should give the good people a chance.